Hey, 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 beautiful heart, what's vibing today? Dr. Danae, and I'm here to do today's um, 5D spiritual reading. This is a check-in to see what is going on our path in this journey in the 5D. So I will be starting off with my Lumerian cards, and we'll be going from there, seeing what spirit leads. So I was talking briefly with my community earlier, and just mentioning how it has been very intense lately. And guys, intense doesn't mean negative, it just means intense. Things can be intense when they're good or when they're bad. Again, it's whatever perception you have of it. But yes, and especially this week, I've had a lot of you reach out. And for those of you that I have not been able to get back to yet, hang tight. Thank you for your patience. I will as soon as time permits. Like I said, it has been it's been intense. Just the amount of stuff that's coming across my desk on a daily basis. It's like, whoa. I sit down to focus on work early in the morning, and before I realize it, I mean, it's 7, 8 o'clock at night. It's that the time is just flying by for me. So, let me know in the comments. Are you experiencing that as well? Are you feeling like you are outside of the time-space continuum? All of it has its purpose, on this path. But yeah, it's just this energy this year. And you guys know, I've been talking about it in almost every reading since the end of 2023 to get prepared. This was going to be a very intense, weird year. And a lot of similarities to 2020. I even said back in 2020, it was a trial run. But have you guys noticed, whether you're leaving the house, grocery shopping, going out to eat, hanging out, whatever it is, I don't care what it is. And for those of you that haven't even really been leaving the house, but you're hearing, things that are going on, have you noticed how unhinged people appear? The energy appears. You guys know I don't listen, I don't watch media, I don't follow news or any of that. I do stay up to date with travel industry stuff. For those of you who don't know, I'm involved with managing and running a travel tech startup that is disrupting the corporate travel industry. We're doing things nobody has done before and literally changing the way things are done. And the way that things have been done in that industry haven't changed in 30 years. And then there's us. So anyways, we're doing what everybody said we couldn't do. So it's amazing. But I stay up to date on airlines and things like that. And I just want to call out the craziness of some people and the behavior on flights. It is just wild. I mean, I have been in this industry since my teenage years. I've always traveled a lot, flown a lot, all of that. So none of that is foreign to me, but the experiences and the things that I've been hearing and seeing taking place, it's just like, wow, everything seems extra. Oh my God. I am so sorry, you guys. Yes, I did sleep last night. And this ties in. Whenever I do a reading, everything ties in. But honestly, the feeling of complete and utter exhaustion. That is how I'm feeling today. So you guys may be feeling that as well. Very exhausted. Like you can't go on, or you don't want to go on. You just want to go to sleep and let it blow over. Guys, I know in the Matrix and in 3D, sleep seems to be laziness, this, that, and the other. In spirituality and awakening, that is not. We need to reframe our thoughts on sleep, because honestly, when we sleep, altered ego is out of the way. Your mind is out of the way. And in that, when your mind is out of the way, then the divine can come in and really work on your behalf. There's a lot of things that go on. For those of you experiencing really weird dreams, and intense dreams, like when you wake up in the morning, it feels like it was really real, or you may wake up heart racing, what have you. Guys, understand there's a purpose for that, and part of that purpose is not that when you wake up for your mind to figure it out. Your mind is not going to be able to figure it out. But those intense types of dreams are clearing dreams. In other words, you are clearing energy off your cellular level that has been stored there for a long time, so you don't have to face those experiences in your waking hours. So don't try to figure them out. Don't talk to people about them. Oh, I had this weird dream. Wonder what it means. Da 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 da. You are going through a clearing process. It's a sacred process. It's a pearl. It may not feel like it in the moment, but it is. So honor that. Just be grateful for it. Don't try to figure it out. Just say, you know what? I'm grateful that happened. Now I can keep moving forward. All right. Enough ranting. Let me get into this. Sovereignty. This is number 1. Right to choose. Immunity to hooks. I love how that is worded. And you guys know, if you've been following the readings, anything like that, excuse me, that we have been talking about attachments and releasing those attachments. Attachments are another way of saying hooks. Excuse me. This is really interesting, guys. As soon as I started this reading, I was not having any allergy symptoms or issues before turning this camera on and getting into this. And now my eyes are itching and, oh boy. Excuse me. And now I'm sneezing up a storm. Okay. I'm going to pause the video real quick. I'm going to go get a couple of Benadryls and come back so I can finish this reading without interruptions. Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. I'll be back. All right, guys. Thank you. I'm back. I know for you, it wasn't even a second, but all right. For me, it's been a little while. Took my Benadryl, even had to, didn't have to, but I took a shower. I've gathered myself, so let's get back into this. All right. Sovereignty. We were talking about the hooks and the attachments. This card is saying, look, you've been putting in that work. You are in alignment with your higher self. You're in alignment with this year. And I love that there's a dragon on this card. We are in the lunar year of the dragon. Make no mistake about it, guys. Dragon energy is big energy. It's very powerful energy. If you've been getting signs or nudges where you're being more attracted to dragons, or they're crossing your path in some way, shape, or form, obviously I'm not talking about your physical 3D path, unless you have a bearded dragon or something like that. But anyways, what I'm talking about is you are in alignment with this energy. 2024 is very supportive of dragon energy. and it really does help. If you can, if you have that desire to tap into it. But basically, what this is saying is you're having experiences, and I've been talking about this, where it feels like you're either in a fishbowl or on one side of a wall, and the wall is glass, and you're looking out to the 3D. And you're watching things play out in the 3D. They could even be playing out in your life. They are wanting you to hook into it. And what I mean by it, it's going to be old experiences, old energy, old stories. It only acts up when you are making progress to detach from the hooks. This here is saying, hey, good job. You are now more in your sovereignty. You're not being as triggered to get rehooked. Guys, for those of you that just heard me say that and are like, yeah, but I've been struggling with this. I don't think I've been doing good, blah, blah, blah. Again, that's all that 3D thinking. Give yourself where credit is due. If you are not reacting in the way that you used to, and you know things are different now for you, own that. You are calling in and staying in longer than you ever have before in your sovereignty. All right, synchronicity, number 6. Opportunities in divine timing, open to change and divine outcomes. Absolutely. This time on our path, we should be more in our feelings, feeling everything out versus analyzing or thinking about it. When we come through our feelings, you are going to start to see a lot more synchronicity, a lot more opportunity to stay in alignment, to make a higher vibrational choice with your feelings. The key here is feelings. I am not talking about analytics. I'm not talking about what you're thinking. I am talking about what you're feeling. This is the year to really move into that heart space and filter everything through your feelings. And if you start to slip into heavier, denser, repeated karmic feelings, that's a key for you to switch up. And how do you switch up? You don't do it in your mind. You do it in your feelings. You search for a feeling that is a lighter vibration than the one you're currently feeling. You focus on that. The longer you focus on that 17-second rule, whatever you put your attention on for 17 seconds, equal to or greater than will come in to support whatever it is that you're feeling. So make sure that it is a higher vibration. Go on record every day that you are open to change, you are allowing change, and you are welcoming change. And be specific that what you're allowing and what you're welcoming in the forms of change is only the positive changes that you want to make. Doesn't mean you're not going to go through stuff, but qualifying it, that's setting the intention, that is setting up synchronicities. All right, now another number 1, blue ray being, direct divine expression, bridge between dimensions. Goes right in line with what I've been saying. That being behind that glass wall and looking out, but yet you're watching it, even things coming at you at rapid pace, but they're not getting inside of you. They're not, you're not reacting like you used to. You have created that bridge and you have been walking that bridge from 3D to 5D. Number 4, Lumerian egg, rest, reintegration of divine potentials. Guys, I cannot stress this enough about rest. I feel like I've been a broken record the past couple of weeks because this has been coming up for everybody. And remember what I said at the beginning about sleep. Change your perspective on it. It's not laziness, it's not escapism. It is actually a divine way to reintegrate energy. All right. We have number 14, giving heart, develop self-love. Yep. And that's what this divine timing is. This is where that sovereignty comes from, is from self-love. You cannot have sovereignty in any measure in your life without practicing self-love. You just can't. All of this that we've been going through, it has been about self-love. And this card being 14 with this Valentine's energy still around us. And what have I been saying, especially in those Valentine's readings, that all of these circumstances and experiences have been setting you up to go within, to honor yourself, that self-love, because that creates the boundary and the blueprint for how others can treat you. So for those of you afraid of repeating patterns, afraid of opening up, being vulnerable to somebody else because, eventually they're going to act in the same way, an insurance policy against that happening is radical self-love. Remember, the relationship with you is the most important relationship you'll ever have. That sets up what you're going to allow in your life. I'm not going to go more into that because I have in the last few readings. Again, I feel like a broken record. But these are the messages that come out. I don't filter them. I don't rehearse them. I'm just as surprised at what comes out of my mouth when I'm in this energy as you might be. So it is what it is. And whatever comes up, it is my responsibility to deliver that the best that I can. In other words, deciphering the energy and putting words to it so you can work with it, understand it better. And guys, it's not always easy to find the words for the energy that I'm picking up on. Number 28, daring heart, learn to lead from wisdom. All of those synchronicities that you've had and are going to have, that adds wisdom. Your feeling body, when you consciously work at it, you're consciously choosing to have higher vibrational feelings. When you do that, your thoughts start to change. And that is when you are really in this energy of wisdom. Your soul is full of wisdom. Your soul is an ancient guru, shaman, prophet, whatever name you want to call it. This journey is about getting to that delicious soul center. And right before that came out of my mouth, what I was seeing, for those of you Gen Xers and prior, may remember the Tootsie Roll commercials, the older cartoon ones with the owl and the boy. What flashed in front of me was that commercial where they're talking about how many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop, and how that center is luscious and yummy and juicy. It's not that it's not there. I mean, when you had a Tootsie Pop, you knew the goal was to get to that juicy center. That was the treasure. That was the prize. That harder outside shell or dome was the mask. To put it in a metaphor, the outside of that Tootsie Pop is the 3D version of you. And you've got to crack that. You've got to get through that to get to that juicy center, the authentic you, that soul center. If you haven't got there yet and you're having any type of inner dialogue that you're not going to get there, remember that commercial. He gets there It takes a long time. He's counting down how many licks it takes to get there. Don't give up mid-lick. All right. Number 9, deep heart. Believe in divine destiny. This one here is direct divine expression. Absolutely. Don't give up. That's exactly what I was just saying over here. Don't give up if you haven't cracked the shell of the Tootsie Pop yet. Keep going. Do not doubt or fear that that juicy center isn't there. 100% it is there. It's your own stinking thinking and old beliefs and altered ego that want to keep you from the center of yourself. That's the game plan for altered ego. That's why discipline is so needed on this path. Number 13, grieving heart. Open doors to something new. Yeah. I think it was yesterday I said, if you want a new wardrobe, you got to clean out your closet first before you go buy the new to bring it in. Otherwise, there's no room. It's the same thing with our heart. Get rid of, clean out, declutter all of that old thinking, that old belief system. Stop bringing your old experiences into today. All they are is experiences, and you're to learn from it, not hold on to it, not be hooked into it, and not repeat it. But here's the thing, you will keep repeating and recycling lessons and people until you make a different choice. That choice is with your feelings, your heart, and then your intellect will follow. 24, focus on your health, wellness, active, radiant nourishment. Guys, some of you, the nourishment, you need to look at the diet and what you're putting into your body. Try to avoid processed foods. Why? Processed foods. Why is it called processed foods? Because through the process of making it the end result from what it originally was, it has been stripped of all nutrients. So literally, you are just putting toxins into your body. Challenge yourself to speak to your cells, speak to your body, ask it what it's craving, what it needs for optimal performance, and choose higher vibrational foods. Make sure you're drinking enough water. Whatever you need to do to make sure you're getting that water in. And speaking from experience, I knew I had to do something different. I knew I wasn't getting in an adequate amount of water, no matter how much I was drinking a day, because as I said earlier, my days are flying by so fast that I don't realize I'm not drinking enough water. So me being neurodivergent, so all of my fellow neurodivergents listening, pay attention. You've got to work with your neurodiversity and find things that work for you to help you get to your goal. For me, ironically, it's this Miyoki tumbler. I'm very particular about certain things. And, I understand the rage. I don't understand it, but I'm aware of the rage of the Yeti and, good Lord, the Stanley cups. My granddaughter had to have a Stanley cup, so I did get her one for Christmas. For me, I wasn't drawn to those. It has to do with not so much the aesthetic, but different things. So this one, when I saw this, I literally was like, hey, I got to try that out. The lid, the straw, and even this is 40 ounce. And there's ice and water in here. It's not that heavy. It's got the handle, but really for me, it's the straw. It's the lid. And when the straw isn't in here, and even with the straw in here, it's not that bad. But take the straw out. Look. So leak proof, all of that. I am clumsy. I knock things over. But the point is, for me, it's this Miyoki. Am I obsessed with it? Absolutely. Do I have a bunch of different colors and all their different styles? Absolutely. But it works for me. And since I've been using this, I'm now going through 2 to 3 of these during my day. They're 40 ounces each. So now I am adequately hydrated. And going back to my Gen Xers, guys, did you realize we were a dehydrated generation? I mean, what was our source? We didn't have bottled water. That was ridiculous. You guys, we remember when that came out. We're like, who the hell would pay for bottled water? Look at us now, right? But growing up, our parents didn't care. They didn't matter. It didn't matter to them if we had enough water, nutrition, whatever. Our source of water was a hose, a garden hose if we could find one. Um, Summertime, I don't know for you Gen Xers if this was the same for us. Our parents didn't want us in the house. They'd give us a half a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If you were lucky, you got a full one cut in half. And they stuck you outside all day. What was your source of water? Water hose. So we didn't grow up with that mentality of we got to watch our water, our nutrition. It just wasn't there for us. So now in our adulthood, find things that will help you achieve your goal. Find things to work with you and not against you. That's the moral of my story. All right, you guys, I hope this reading helped. As always, I am sending you oceans and oceans of love from my heart to yours. Namaste. Bye-bye.